This is one of the songs I like.
Yeah, currently.
Yeah, we hope that you loved it. It's Kwame Eugene. Wish Me Well.
And someone who has been on the show before can promise us a new one out. It's titled Abna.
Oh, I love that one.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Really
Have I heard
nice.
it before?
No, it's just a new one.
like
Came the last few hours, overnight.
Oh, then I haven't
so it's
heard
nice.
it.
It's really nice. It's bound to stick in your head after you've heard it a few times. Yeah.
Is it going to be?
No, this one is dope. This one is this one almost like an inspirational.
We should do like a singing competition.
On the show?
We should not do
Diasa.
that. We should not
Can
do
you
that.
sing a line of this one?
This one.
But I say Diasa,
Tonyom.
Yeah. People spend
We've
a lot
launched our own.
People spend a lot of money on televisions. Let's not crack their screens with our
Can you
voices
sing a
this one.
line?
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
You're that bad, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you are?
Well, finally,
I'm sure
Friday
everybody is
here.
good. I'm sure everybody is good and knows how to sing, especially when you're making entry into the bathroom.
Hey,
Can I
what
do
you want to
something?
do, Mama B?
Okay, so I'm thinking that we can just open the phone lines for 5 minutes. If somebody can sing a bit of Kwame Eugene's Wish Me Well, we'll set up a lunch date. The person will have to choose between you guys. Is it Roland or is Kojo?
But it's your
for a lunch date?
suggestion.
I am paying. You just have
Yes,
to
you should
appear.
still be. You should still be one of the options
Is there
available.
How
more
about
reason?
that? Like, is it a
Is
deal?
there more reason why we won't open the phone lines?
Charlie, free lunch.
You should be one of the options.
Echo says phone line is activated, guys. So it's a deal.
The lines are
0302 211 6910.
Then you pick one of us
If you
three
can-
for lunch,
yeah,
right? Three.
yes.
One of us
It will
three.
be at the Alisa Hotel. That's a good venue.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
I like Alisa.
yeah. And I'm paying.
I know what I'll
Okay.
order.
I beg you, if you don't have a good voice,
Double
within
lobster.
the 5 minutes, don't call. I am the judge as well. Okay, so let's do the newspapers.
Sure. Where do we begin? Ghanaian Times?
Yeah, cool.
All right then. So, don't politicize SHS double track system. Guess who's speaking? Dr. Hamid, the information minister.
Is that where he said something about the finance minister not having
in the northern region,
having no locals? Or
Yes,
that was in
and that
Accra.
his opinion is dead. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a moment. We'll deal with unprofessional police. That's the IGP, reiterating what he said to us when we spoke to him last week. Also, clamp down on fuel smuggling. 17 busted in Aflao and Tema. Also, Kabili residents. Kabili, I hope I've said that right. Arrest 2 suspected armed robbers. That obviously is on page 3 where all those crime stories are. But I want to start with Mustafa Hamid's call for people not to politicize SHS.
People took the thing seriously. They are calling. So, Eugene Asante from Aguna Radio. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Oh, thanks for watching us this morning.
Roland, I'm glad I'm speaking with you guys today. It's been so many times of trying your lines and not being able to get through.
You
And
can
I
tell
want
he's
to
been
sing.
practicing.
Have
He's
you
ready to move.
I can sense that you are in a choir somewhere.
Roland, this is my game. So can you guys allow me? Eugene,
But there's no lunch. Oh, that
Eugene,
thing.
please turn down the
Is
volume
there
on your television
That is the
set so we don't
lunch
get the
over
feedback
there.
we're getting. Please
Okay.
turn down the volume on your television set.
We're consolidating that.
Roland, please don't come in. So, because it's 5 minutes, I think it would be appropriate to take 5 phone calls. So, Eugene, if you're ready, Eugene Asante from Aguna Swedru. Are you ready? Hello, Eugene?
Why are you?
Okay. Lisa. Lisa is in Kumasi. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, Lisa.
I love your voice.
That's
Oh,
a very
dear.
soothing voice.
Keep quiet, Roland. Lisa, are you
Yeah.
singing? Are you ready to sing?
Hello.
Hi, Lisa. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Lisa can't hear us.
Lisa,
oh.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Watching TV.
Yes, please.
Okay. So are you going to sing?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Are you ready to sing?
I can hear you.
Okay, Lisa, this is what we're going to do. Turn down the volume on your television set.
Yes, please.
Yeah, watching TV.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. So.
Okay, Lisa, turn down the volume on your television set. Work on that. Let me speak to Patrick. Patrick. Hello, Patrick.
Yeah, hello, Mama V.
Yes, Patrick. Good morning.
Patrick, how do you pronounce your surname?
Hello, Patrick.
Hello. Yeah.
Patrick, good morning. Can you hear me?
My God be my provider. He be my protector.
Wow.
So I they go higher.
Wow.
Yo, baby, I need. Hello.
Oh,
continue. Continue.
Patrick, I beg, please start again for me, eh?
Hello.
Hello, Patrick.
Hello.
Patrick, I think we're having some difficulties. We have to work on the line.
My God be my provider. He be my protector. So I they go higher. Me know be am povone. I don't give them anything.
Yo.
So we tell me and I again, if you wish me well, I go wish you well. No, me know be am povone. I don't do them anything. So we tell me and I again, if you wish me well, I go wish you well. No, eba, eba. You read that for the paper. Hey, love me now, no be late.
Charlie, brother, you tough. I say. Me say you tough.
You read for the paper.
Patrick.
Love me now, no be later.
Charlie, Patrick is not even stopping.
He will sing the whole song if you allow him.
Patrick, just hold it there and speak.
Patrick, oyala. Hey,
Charlie,
brother.
we're recording already. Okay, so Patrick, just hold that and speak to Derek Akosam, our producer.
But first,
He's
tell
check
us
your
who you would
details.
like to go for lunch with, Patrick. I think we've lost Patrick, haven't we?
No, Echo is speaking to him, so that's fine. Ebenezer is in Kumasi. Ebenezer will be our last call. Hello, Ebenezer. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Eben, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you ready to sing?
Yes, please.
All right, shoot.
Hello.
Hi, Ebenezer. Please go ahead.
Yes. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
this is Ebenezer. Please turn down the volume on your television set. Please, when you give us a call, can you turn down the volume on your television set so that there are no delays and we can just go on quickly?
Hello.
Hi, Ebenezer. If you're ready, are you ready?
Yes.
Please, go on.
Okay. Hello.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Unfortunately, we have to end it here because we're doing the newspapers.
Oh, what a pity.
And we can't go on and on and on. So I guess we'll take Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody who's been trying to reach us.
So why are we having the lunch with Patrick?
We'll figure that out. Please go ahead.
And how do you know
You are doing that.
having the lunch?
I'll go to Takra. I'm going to have lunch with Patrick.
How do you know you
My
are the
mama
one
is
who-
sponsoring.
Flight included, right?
Oh, Patrick chose
Good
Kojo
drive.
So we'll have lunch in Cape Coast then.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I look forward to having lunch with
we'll
you.
go to which one?
On Mama V's.
Is it Ridge Royale?
I don't mind.
Wow,
Any
we'll go
place
to Ridge
is
Royale.
good for me. Is that where he is? Is he in Cape Coast?
No,
it's
he's
in
in Takrady.
Takrady. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Go to
I
Ridge
love
Royale.
Takrady.
Cape
So
Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The last
so
time I
already
went to Takrady, I actually went to work with the former vice president who just passed away.
Oh.
Yes, on the Fair Wages and Salaries.
Oh,
Committee, yes. What a pity.
Well.
Anyway,
Okay,
fond
now
memories.
let's do, what we're paid to do.
Yes. Don't politicize SHS double track system, according to Dr. Hamid. And this is what he said when he met the press in the northern region. He wanted to brief them. He was there to brief them on the free SHS double track system. He was there with the Deputy Minister for Education. And this is what he said. I'm quoting him. Rather, Ghanaians should join forces with government to successfully implement the double track system under the free SHS policy. He said the double track system is a well thought out policy meant to address the inadequacy of infrastructure at the second cycle level. I really wish they would stop saying that. It's a policy that has come in because there is a need for it. There's no other choice at this point. In 2 months' time, we are reopening and people will be stuck at home if they don't do this. But calling it a well thought out policy, I think they are stretching. Yes, they are stretching the levels of. In fact, I have to suspend disbelief in order to accept that, and I'm an adult. I can't do that. All right. Now, the important thing is this: he is calling for people to not politicize this matter. So, who is politicizing it? Who are the ones politicizing it?
I think we've had professors and all those former educationists, former vice chancellors come to talk about it. I don't know whether they
were they politicizing it? Professor Adai Mensah, is he politicizing
even the
this
finance
matter?
minister? The comments you can't say.
Bright Appiah, is he politicizing this? No. So who is politicizing it? You say you are.
I think
government.
we're speaking to a different kind of audience.
Well, I'm reading this now. I'm also reading this now. He wasn't talking to me. Oh, okay. Then sorry. Apologies. All right. Clamp down on fuel smuggling. 17 busted in Aflao and Tema. There's a picture of them lying on the floor. I don't know which part of arrest protocol includes lying on the floor, but this is happening. They had 7 drums filled with diesel. They were siphoning them off a ship just off the coast. 7 drums filled with diesel, 76 empty ones. So I'm expecting they were planning to fill all 82 of them. Sorry, 83 of them, and 20 empty containers. Yellow gallons and so forth were also found. 32 yellow gallons and 20 empty containers were all retrieved. And this obviously is a very common practice, and you can well imagine how much money we lose from duty and so forth just because people bring this stuff in illegally. Even those who are bringing it in illegally are dodging paying the right duty by, pretending they are going to sell it in another country, and then they sell it here. So it's a pretty bad development, but this time around they were busted by the NPA. And that is the Ghanaian Times.
All right, let's move on to the Daily Graphic newspaper, and I'll need assistance somehow. I said Roland could help, but no, I have the original, so we will go to the source. But front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning: bank directors face Iyoko, Bank of Ghana to prosecute officials.
You can practice.
Bank of Ghana to prosecute officials of collapsed institutions. I didn't hear that. There's Dr. Ernest Addison, the governor of the Bank of Ghana. It's almost like all eyes on the Bank of Ghana now, because they've come out to say some persons did not go according to lay down regulations. Some people tried to beat the system, and indeed they did succeed. The reason they have dissolved 5 banks and consolidated them into one, and we're having to, as taxpayers, we're having to bail them out again. So everybody's looking at the Bank of Ghana. These persons would not have to go free. You have to deal with them. But there's precedent, right? Almost a year ago, 2 banks were also closed down, and we haven't seen any person being prosecuted. So,
in fact, the story in there talks about it, that the governor is weighing his options. The Bank of Ghana is weighing their options when it comes to whether or not to pursue the directors and prosecute them.
That's a bit different from what I heard a deputy governor say.
Yes, but you see, the reason why he's saying that is because, like you said, a year ago, when those 2 other banks went through this same process, Iyoko, to date, has not made any arrests. And so the governor of the Bank of Ghana is wondering whether or not that is even an option they should pursue. But for me, I'm surprised to hear it described as an option. If you break the law, is it optional whether or not you should be prosecuted?
Well, some people are made to pay back the money.
Yeah, but that is through prosecution.
Well,
so is it an option? Should, as a state, if we are going to, and by the way, it's not just 5.7 billion. By the time we are done, if you add how much we had to raise to bail out, the first 2 banks, it's 8 billion Ghana cedis.
Charlie, that's still a lot of money.
So if, as a nation, we have to go and find 8 billion cedis to come and correct the wrongs that certain individuals committed, and you are saying that you are weighing the option of whether or not to prosecute them, I get concerned. And the reason why they are weighing this option is because IOCO has failed to do their job in the past.
Well, they say they are still within that 1 year. They've been still investigating, except that they are yet to forward anything to the AG.
Yeah. There is a report. There is a full report that was done and delivered to IOCO from Bank of Ghana that detailed everything. The regulator who is, I mean, what other investigation will IOCO do beyond what the regulator has done? Well, so the regulator says this is what happened, and you say for a year you are investigating before you can prosecute. It's
interesting, isn't it? I was saying that this could also be forwarded to the special prosecutor, Anna.
Well, a part of it, particularly the part that involves the employees of the Bank of Ghana. Okay, when Roland does the daily guide, he will tell you about the fact that over half of the deposits of Unibank were not declared to the Bank of Ghana.
So somebody put out a post yesterday. I'm not sure how many people have seen that. That in the past, people would mask, wear masks and Ace, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll put. I thought it was like it took me back. They will wear masks and take guns and go to banks to go and rob. But today, all you need to set up your own bank, and just rob.
By the time you wear your mask and get there, the bank teller will have to inform you that, I'm sorry, the bank is being robbed by its owners. So you have to wait in line.
Can you imagine?
But how can all this happen without a regulator knowing?
Yeah.
Not knowing.
How can half of the deposits, are you and me, our money that we are putting in the bank, half of it is not declared to the central bank, and they didn't know?
Because in reality, we know that even for private institutions, you can come and get your accounts audited. And it means that for banks, they get to be audited.
Yes, so what happens to those auditors
to the department that's supposed to go to those institutions for which they go?
Indeed.
What do they go and report back to the Bank of Ghana?
Yeah, so you are so right. As for prosecution, especially the special prosecutor looking into possibility of grand corruption here, I think it is a very,
we'll come back to the subjects. There's a lot more in the Daily Guide. But one more story. The Daily Graphic is advertising something. But before we go there, let's go to the back page. Trade Ministry engages stakeholders to sanitize retail trade sector. And then also, Ministry of Food and Agriculture assures nation of bumper maize harvest this year. This is a very important story, so I had to take it. That's on the back page of the paper.
Mama B, if you can read.
Back to the front page.
If you can read it, I'll buy you lunch.
The graphic is advertising. Lunch from where?
Where would you like lunch from? Kempinski?
No.
Where would you like lunch from?
I was going to say I want to watch it.
Yeah, easily done. You know the watch I get to use the best. So go on then.
But I can change my mind, right? Okay, so I wasn't going to read it. I was going to call on the Member of Parliament for Ebrim constituency, John Osei Frimpong, to help me, because the graphic is advertising that if you buy the graphic tomorrow, they would tell you about the tales of neglect of, because there's lunch on this. I beg, I'll say it. Then the MP would say it. No, here's the MP.
Ministry has plans to provide off-grid electricity to the following communities in the Abrim constituency, which are difficult to be connected to the national grid. Chirahantan, Peninso, Chenim Nyansa, Koti Abua, Swaya Mobo. I now understand why the honorable member from Ebrim belongs to a happy lot. For coming from a constituency with such names, you can only be happy. Mr. Speaker, for the communities in the Ebrim constituency, namely Chirahantan, Trinyenso, Echeni Nyansa, Koti Abua, Shwaya Mobo. And indeed, that is so.
Charlie, can we
ladies
practice?
and gentlemen, from the consolidated 3, indeed, that's a so. That's it. That's it for the Daily Graphic newspaper. So check out.
Mama B, these are communities in Ghana. You can't disenfranchise them by not giving voice to the names that have been bestowed upon them. Mama B, please.
Who could better do that than the member of parliament for the area?
Yeah. He has done
and
his
on
part.
top of that,
That's right. That's right.
But there's the last one that I love the best.
Which one is that?
Mama B, you can do it. You can do it. For watching. For your favorite watching, what's the last one?
Shawaya Mobo.
That's it.
Me too,
Consolidated.
Yes. Great consolidated Eburim constituency.
Koteya Abua.
Oh my.
Roland.
Shawaya Mobo.
Roland, you didn't
That's
do
right.
the review, so don't do the daily
Consolidated.
No.
So we're supposed to do review of
No, do the daily guide.
yeah, the Daily Dispatch.
Okay, Daily Dispatch then.
Yeah, because we're moving from banks.
Okay.
Let's move away from that. The Daily Dispatch is talking about how the president was betrayed, even though on social media they say he was misled into signing off the Ameri deal, which went to Parliament first by executive order, and then Parliament, the Committee on Mines and Energy said the Attorney General has not made an input, and then also we don't have cabinet signing it off, meaning the president alone.
Was he misled into reading or misled in understanding?
Okay, so I've been speaking to a source.
Okay.
Okay, and this is yet
You've
to
been
be
speaking to a source.
independently confirmed, but a source tells me that a certain narrative was presented to cabinet of this whole deal and why it's important. Also, a certain pressure was put on cabinet according to the presidency, and to me it sounds like this is the explanation the presidency wants to give for signing this thing off so quickly, that the president had to travel somewhere. There wasn't time, and it was impressed upon them that this deal must go through before Parliament rises, and so it was approved. But it was at Parliament that the committee and Oseche Mensah-Bonsu and the others looked at it and felt, you know what, this thing bears further scrutiny. We need to get these other documents and so forth before we can look into it. And the president then returned from his trip, had the opportunity to be briefed on the thing, and said, no, this is not kosher. We're not doing it.
So because of all the comments.
That is their story, and they're sticking to it.
Okay.
However, Mama B, we know for a fact that Gabi Asare could put up a post about certain ministers pursuing their own interest rather than pursuing the interest of the president, and this was before cabinet announced that the thing will be delayed. And nobody can convince me that a person like Gabi Asare who is not in constant contact with the president or cannot reach the president at any time he wishes to. So this narrative of, oh, I didn't know what was in it, there was a rush, and so we signed it off. I don't know whether it bears scrutiny, but of course, Asante Bediato wrote a letter giving executive approval for this deal. And if you read what Vicky Bright wrote about it, she said Ameri is now out of the deal. It sounded like it was a done thing. It was about Ameri is out.
But
Even before the thing goes to cabinet, it must be approved before anyone can come in or out.
Well,
so
there's nobody officially telling us what the position is.
I doubt that will happen.
So
I doubt that will happen.
It must happen sometime. It must happen sometime. Somebody will have to speak to the states. Yeah. Well,
let's do some recall of the narration, perhaps also, especially coming from Bemboache. Dr. Bemboache is with ASEP. He says, we signed a 5-year arrangement with Ameri, and we are supposed to pay $510 million US. That is a 5-year cash flow of $102 million US every year. Already we have paid $171 million US. Under this new agreement, we are committing to pay an extra $39 million US, which will bring the total settlement to 210. What is being transferred to this new company is the $300 million that would have been paid to Ameri. He said this new agreement with Miscellaneous is worth in excess of $1 billion, adding, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Somebody
thinks
it's the foremost think tank for energy, alongside
Somebody
the Kite
thinks it
and the
does.
rest.
Yes.
All right.
Founded by the current Deputy Minister for Energy.
Let's do the Business and Financial
Mr. Adam?
Times,
Sure,
and then
quickly.
we will do the Finder.
Yes. All right then. So, Awal urges businesses to tap into $500 billion West African market. This was he said this when Interplast launched that new product of theirs. Access Bank meets new minimum capital ahead of BOG deadline. Yes. Rubbing it in. And banner headline. Oh, by the way, smuggling at inland borders are killing the local rice industry. It's a big concern. But the banner headline: failure of 7 banks to cost taxpayers 8 billion Ghana cedis. That's what I was telling you about. So it's 5.7 billion bond coming up now. And earlier last year, they had to raise a 2.2 billion bond for UT Bank and Capital Bank. So altogether, 8 billion Ghana cedis, and not a single prosecution yet.
For how long would we continue raising these bonds to save?
I don't know.
These people who recklessly,
Now, according to the Bank of Ghana, the shareholders of Unibank actually admit to having diverted these funds and use them for their own what's it called,
personal
to buy
investments,
real estate and so forth. You see, the way these
they
people
should trace where all these monies have gone to, confiscate all, and sell them.
Indeed, the way these people have treated this bank, it's kind of like how I eat bread. When I'm eating bread, I like to eat from the inside. I think I even have a picture. I have a picture of it that I can show you in just a moment.
You eating bread from the inside?
Yes, I'll show you what I do to bread when I eat it. Okay. There you go. See?
Oh.
When I eat bread, that's right. I'm out for a way to Unibank. They've dug out the entrails of the
so
bank.
they left the aesthetics for us to admire.
And shared it amongst themselves, leaving the shell of it, the logo on the building, as if it's still a bank. Meanwhile, 75% of the value of their assets have been diverted into their own pockets and into the pockets of related entities and so forth.
This is mean.
Unlawfully, because they didn't go through it. 3.6 billion of it was not even recorded as loans. So actually, they can't legally get it back because they didn't record it as a loan.
Wow. Oh my God.
Anyway,
all right.
Yes. So.
Okay, we'll come to some of your messages in a bit, but let's finish up with the Finder newspaper. On the front page of the Finder, NDC elects flag bearer December 7, says aspirant can start campaign after informing party. Those on the front page, I guess they're all in the race, hoping to, at least. Sylvester Mensah, John Mahama, Akospio Gabara, Alban Bagbin, Elikplim Agbamava. Not heard that he wants to be flag bearer.
Yes, I've seen some posters.
And then Professor Joshua Alabi. Also on the front page, Ghana risk not achieving SDG 3, according to the health minister. 17 arrested in oil smuggling scheme. Ajua Moako unanimously endorsed as Tema West MCE. So the bit about the country risking not achieving SDG 3, Kweku Ajimaimenu, Minister of Health, has warned that Ghana risks not achieving the Sustainable Development Goal 3 if access to sexual and reproductive health rights of people with disabilities were overlooked. So
anyone
details of that.
Surprised at this? Is this news to anyone?
No, it's not really, because we haven't done what we need to do to make it easier.
So who is he calling on?
That's the thing. You see, you and I, we are supposed to be calling, but the minister is also calling.
So who is he calling?
Who does the action? We don't know.
Maybe the president.
The one who's supposed to make sure that the things are done is also.
We're all lamenting.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Okay, so let's read some of your messages real quick, and then we have to
All
make way.
lamenting.
So somebody
we've all become
sent me
spectators.
this. that there's it's a scam alert, if you like. It says, I'm Seth Bedia Kwechampon from Koforidua. I want you to inform all non-mechanized workers in Ghana Health Service that there is no recruitment exercise ongoing. Nobody should send money to anyone who claims to help them to be able to make them permanent, I guess. It's a scam, you say. Well, thank you very much for the message that you sent to us. Okay, let's see. This one says, Ghanaians have seen, is it nothing yet or anything yet from this technical, no. You're talking about a situation that I'm not sure we've been there. I can't relate. This one says, can we have the reopening schedule for SHS on your website, please? Kwesi from UCC. Can we have the reopening schedule?
Well, there's no schedule yet.
Reopening schedule.
Even what we've been looking at by way of the mapping or the way the whole track or double track system is supposed to go, we're told that the ministry apparently hasn't finalized. I heard the deputy minister say
so we don't. This one says the government is always saying they're going to recruit new teachers for the double track in September, but today is 3rd August and we haven't heard anything from them. Please tell them we're waiting for our documents. They've heard you. This one says, this governor of the Bank of Ghana will go down in history as the best. He applies the rules without fear of favor. It's from Yao Owusu in Bremang in Kumasi. Here's another one saying, today, I want to ask this question. I demand an answer. Why you, as in, me and you, we look alike? Godwin from Kpando. Kojo, ask them for me. You want Kojo to ask why me? I think it's your eyes. No, nothing close. Look at his nose.
Oh,
it's nothing like mine.
Roland used to be a poster boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know people like him. They fall for him and all, but no, not me. Sorry, mate. This one said, we the newly teacher trainees wants the Ministry of Education and NTC
there's a lunch coming
to tell us something about that.
Already salivating.
James Kweku from Sogakop, I have to check your message again. And the very last one, we have to go for sports. This one says, I suggest that government consolidates all private universities who are also struggling with their finances to emancipate them from financial crunch and quality of education markers in Santa Maria, using our newly found word, consolidated. Yeah. All right, this is where we have to end the messages, but we have a lot more news. You just have to log on to myjoyonline.com. Kojo wants to cry.
Oh, why?
You don't want to go?
I love it here.
I do. You make your face.
I love it here.
Fred, we are not breaking for sports. Do your worst. Stay with us. There's a lot more coming your way.
Come back on Monday.